Code Red Too Restrictive. We're going to dive into that today. Carrie, thank you for joining me on this episode. I'm Cristy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome back to another episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Cristy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer. We are so happy that you're here today. And this is a controversial subject. This is one that hey, you know what? Make your skeletons dance. This is what people are saying. People are saying Code Red is too restrictive. Is Code Red too restrictive? We're going to dive into that today. Carrie, thank you for joining me on this episode.
I'm so excited. I was going to look something up, so that's why I'm looking down. I'm sorry. I should have done that before you started recording. You started. I'm going to look it up real quick. I'm sorry.
I thought I had a few seconds when I hit the button, and then it didn't. It just went. It just started. Like, I was like, oh, geez, I wasn't even ready. You know, I know that we hear a lot of. Go ahead and look up that whatever you're looking up, sis.
Okay, sorry about that.
We hear a lot. Code Red is too restrictive, and that is so funny to me. That is just, it's ridiculous to me why somebody says that Code Red is restrictive, because what do we do on Code Red? We eat real food, we drink water, and we sleep. You're right. We don't have the Diet Coke. We don't have the Red Bulls. We don't drink wine while we're in weight loss mode. We don't go out. We don't order Domino's pizza 3 times a week. This is true. We don't have Philly cheesesteak sandwiches delivered from Uber Eats. So yes, we eat meat, vegetables, nuts, eggs, seeds, seafoods, and fat. We drink at least a gallon of water every day, and we get at least 7 hours of sleep at night. And we try to get into the 80s on our sleep score. But it's so funny to me when you think about things being restrictive. Code Red's restrictive, and people who have who are overweight and obese, they say this. But Carrie, you can speak to this because you used to be over 100 pounds overweight. Our entire family on both our mom and dad's side they've battled obesity. Every single member of my dad's family is overweight and battling obesity and disease. And my mom, you know, it's been something that we've dealt with our entire life. And you've battled your weight, and you had failed weight loss surgery. So why don't you take us back from you and you tell us, if Code Red is so restrictive, then how about when you were almost 270 pounds? Was that restrictive?
It absolutely was. I think part of my testimony, if you will, is hard for me to tell, as the same as some of the women that come on the program that already have diseases related to obesity. Do you know what I mean? Because I was younger, so I was fighting it, but I wasn't quite there. But let me tell you, I was on the road. So even though I was young and heavy, that's the problem. When you're young and heavy, you don't yet sometimes have a diabetes. You haven't blown out the hip yet. It's coming. It's coming. There's a gal in our exercise class, Cristy got to meet her, who can't do some of the exercises. Well, I have a bad hip. No, you have a bad hip because you need to lose 100 pounds. That's not, you know what I mean? And you didn't just wake up with a bad hip. So I think some of the things that I struggled with being heavy were emotional and some physical. But Cristy, every day we see the restrictions of being heavy, and also in home health. I see it every single day. But let me tell you some of the things that I battled with, the restrictions that I battled with. Clothes, I think, was the biggest one. And now we've become a society that is so obese friendly that anything you want, they make in this size, they also make in that size. But back in the day, that wasn't the case, Cristy. Trying to find things that fit you, trying to get in, of course, everyone knows my roller coaster story. Everyone's heard the roller coaster story, but trying to fit in airplane seats, not feeling like you're falling out the sides of seats, feeling like you can't do certain things. I had somebody come visit me, and I didn't even think about this person not being, and I'm going to keep this very vague because I want to protect this person, but we did an activity together. And do you know, because of this person's weight and size, that they almost could not do the activity with me? I didn't even think about it, Cristy. It's been so long. And this is so funny because I normally think of myself as a heavy person still. Even now, my brain is trying to adjust. It still does it. It's been so long that I've been a normal size person. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. But I'm still a normal size. I'm still at, pretty much the right size for my frame, that I didn't even think about this person not being able to do this activity. And they absolutely almost could not do this activity. We almost did not make it through that activity. And that's happened with a couple people that have visited me. We can't do the activity. So not only are you limited activity-wise, you're limited. I was limited personally, being able to fit in places, being able to find things to wear, being able to go where I wanted to, not sure if I was going to be able to fit, having to look and say, do I meet the weight limit for that activity? Ooh, that's a big one. Am I going to be the right weight to be able to zip line? Am I going to be able to be the right weight to do those things? So those are just a few of the iceberg things that I noticed being really heavy. And we've had rebels that have talked to us about this as well.
Coach Abby Acuff, one of our Code Red certified coaches, has been with us for a while. She lost 186 pounds on Code Red. And Carrie, when you talk about is Code Red too restrictive? Ugh. Abby's weight held her back from so many things. So Abby spent, I think, 30 years in an industry where she had to travel around quite a bit. She battled with a decision every time she got on a plane. She either waited until the end so that when she asked for the seatbelt extender, she didn't have to say that in front of anybody, or could say it, in a more discreet way. Or B, she got on first so that everybody did not have to see her walking sideways down the aisle. And you tell me, Code Red's restrictive? No, Abby Acuff will tell you right now, and she has told us that is restrictive. Can't even walk down the airplane aisle. It can't even fit comfortably in any of the seats. Had to get the seatbelt extender, had bruises on her hips from the arm cutting into her hips. Always worried about the person, seeing dirty looks from the person when she was coming down the aisle, knowing that she was going to sit next to them. It was incredibly humiliating. So that is restrictive. If I think of anything that's restrictive, that's restrictive.
I remember being a brand new nurse, Cristy. I was still quite heavy. And like, you be working in a room on somebody, and you're busy, you're working, you're moving, and something's not quite right. You got to get in there quick. And me not being able to fit behind people, not even something I would think about right now. I would just say, excuse me. And I would just, as long as it isn't my big booty Judy, my juicy booty. I mean, I can fit in for some pretty sideways small places now. Sideways, I'm good. You know what I mean? And I remember being heavy and being like, oh gosh, I'm not going to be able to fit behind that doctor. I'm not going to be able to fit around the head of the bed. I can't get up on the bed to do CPR because I was heavy. So here's the deal, rebels. Listen to my voice. Our society has gotten on this kick, and I'm calling them out. I'm sick and tired of it. Somebody's going to hear it. I'm going to get culture canceled. But here I go. Cristy, you want to come along on the culture cancel train?
100%. 100%.
Here we go. Here we go. And it is, you can't tell me what to eat. You can't tell me what to look like. You can't tell me what to be. And I'm sick and tired of it. You need to accept me. I need to eat whatever my body tells me I need to eat. I need to be, you know what? I intuitive eat. Well, then why are you 300 pounds if you're intuitive eating? Because if intuitive eating were working for you, and I do believe intuitive eating does work, but you're not intuitive eating. Here's the deal. And our society has caused this problem. This restrictive dieting is what the problem is. That's what I'm not talking about. Anorexia. I'm not talking about bulimia. I'm not talking about your eating disorders. I'm not talking about your emotional issues. That's not what Code Red is about. And I get so tired of being lumped into the diet industry with Code Red, because we are not in the diet industry. We're in the eating real food and nourishing your body so you can get rid of excess calories that are packed onto your frame. How is that restrictive? Pick your poison. Pick your poison, rebels. people listening that don't know me and don't know my story, pick your poison because it's coming for you. It's coming for you. I don't care how much you say, I don't want to be told this and I don't want to be told that. It's coming for you. So you either pick the poison of Code Red, if you want to call it poison. Oh, Cristy, Code Red says I can't have my whole wheat bagels, yum, 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 every morning. Okay. Well, then you know what? You know what? Gen Z, you're going to have diabetes then. So that's fine. Have diabetes. But then don't forget where it came from. You either pick the poison now of having to eat off a list of delicious food. I don't want to hear your bull crap. If you can't be happy eating avocado and having bacon and eggs, then something's not right with you. Okay. If you can't be happy with that, then you're going to suffer the consequences later on. So don't tell me that we're restrictive when you get a whole host of foods. You know what it is? You don't want to be told no. People these days don't want to be told no, Cristy.
Yeah.
Sure. Have your cake and eat it too. Also, have a big plate of heart disease and diabetes and knee and hip problems and pain and sleep apnea and autoimmune disorders. Here you go. Oh, we won't tell you what to eat. Here you go. Okay, if I didn't get canceled over that, Cristy, I don't know what's going to do it.
People need to say it. And, it's funny. You always hear me say, either people say, I just have a hard time turning down the free food on the airplane. And we get it. Carrie and I get that. Because when you pay for an airplane ticket, they bring you the food as a part of the plane ticket. You think, oh, I need to eat it because I paid for it. But you either turn down the crap food on the airplane or you ask for the seatbelt extender. It's one or the other. You cannot have both. You cannot eat your way to London. You cannot eat your way all the way to Louisville. You can't eat your way. You just can't do that and get away with it. And so there are rules here. We all have to adhere to them. There are rules and boundaries, and ain't nobody getting out of the rules. Not even me, not even Katie Couric or Oprah Winfrey or Barack Obama. Nobody gets out of the rules. Our dad, Larry, nobody gets out of the rules. And so she's right. If you can't be happy, Carrie, our mom has made me, when I've gone to visit her, I remember one specific morning, Mom, I know you're listening to this on Alder Ave. Mom made me eggs, bacon, and avocado. Sis, I wasn't hungry for 7 hours. I mean, she fixed it for me at like 7:30 in the morning. I don't even know if I ate the rest of the day. It was absolutely amazing. You're telling me ribeye steak, that green beans with butter and salt on it. Don't say that Code Red is too restrictive. Yes, we do take you off the grains. Yes, we do bring down those high levels of insulin because those high levels of insulin are correlated with massive disease. Like 88% of this world's diseases are caused by lifestyle. So yes, we take you off the ho-hos, the SpaghettiOs. We take you off. We get you out of the drive-through. Ooh, if that's too restrictive, well, that's fine, but get ready because Carrie takes care of somebody that she's got to change their feeding tube. So either you change it now or someone's going to be making decisions for you later when you're in the hospital and they're going to be feeding you through a feeding tube. So we sound dramatic, but that's what death is coming sooner to those of you who are not getting this concept.
And we're not trying to be threatening. I don't care what you do. You absolutely. I used to follow someone online because I liked her initial message. And then she got so ridiculous, I had to unfollow her. But I saw a TikTok the other day and she's a heavy gal. And she's eating the TikTok is a video of her eating Twinkies because her husband is a fit, normal sized person. And she's quite heavy. She's at least 100 pounds overweight. And she's shoving she's looking at the camera and she's eating those Twinkies. And she's like, screw you. So I'm fat and I'm married to a good looking guy. You need to get over your issues. And you know what I thought to myself? I was like, enjoy your diabetes. And I'm not saying you can't be fat and married to a fit guy. I'm not saying you can't be fat if you want to be, or overweight or over calorie or whatever kind of woke term I have to use. But I am so tired of people then being surprised at the consequences. I'm having a voice thing. I sound like a hormonal 12-year-old, but 12-year-old boy. Why are you surprised at the consequences? You made a TikTok where you're shoving in your mouth ho-hos and Twinkies and being like, I'm eating 3, screw you, basically the middle finger. You don't get out of the consequences just because you don't like the rules. The rules don't go away. This is melding into another podcast. But if you don't restrict, if that's the word you want to say, if you don't make choices that are healthy now, you pay the consequences later. So I see it, Cristy, all the time. A neighbor of ours just passed away unknowingly, older, but their house was filled with junk food. Is it really a shock that they had to take diabetic medication? Is it really a shock to you when someone has a stroke? And again, I'm not threatening or doing anything wrong. These are metabolic issues that happen when we don't choose right. And it was going to happen to me. It was going to happen to a lot of people. People come up with all these strange there was somebody, Cristy, I got to tell you, they fell off the Code Red wagon hard. And that's fine. Make the choices you want for your life. I saw them probably 6 months later in the doctor's office getting infusions for an autoimmune disorder. Now, am I saying that all autoimmune disorders are caused by eating? Absolutely not. Don't write into me. I don't want to see it.
Most are, though.
But a lot of them are related to inflammation, and inflammation is sometimes directly related to this action right here, which is shoving food in your pie hole. So don't whine to me about what's going to happen in the future about, I don't want anybody to tell me what to eat. Okay, well then, when I come to your house and I show you how to work your new insulin pen, okay, then we'll talk. I guess I'll be telling you how to take your insulin then.
Well, you'll have to tell me who that is after this, because I don't know. Do I know this person?
I think you'll remember who they are.
Okay. You will do the secret sister. You know, Carrie, I see influencers on health experts and weight loss experts online, and they have this great body, and they say, like, they do the boom boom where they're hitting the screen and stuff, and the words are coming on the screen or whatever. And they're saying, you don't have to restrict calories. If you want to be thin, you can look like this without restricting calories. Bull crap. You can't. You have to restrict calories. You've got to bring your calories down if you want to lose excess body fat. You've got to stop eating at a certain time in the evening. You've got to bring down your meal times to 2 meals a day, no snacking in between. There are some absolutes here. I have never been able to lose weight without bringing down my intake. You can't just, if you want to call that restrictions, call it what you want. But I can tell you that being heavier and being sick and being on loads of medication, having no confidence, having no clothes to fit, having no libido, not having intimacy with your spouse for the past 8 months, all that is a whole lot worse than having your 2 meals a day with eggs and bacon, steak and asparagus, cream cheese, cottage cheese. Don't talk to me about restrictions, because you ain't never seen restrictions like what is coming your way if you don't get your act together.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are programs out there, of course, because Cristy and they consider us in the diet industry. I mean, I hate that term because it's the proper, what we should be fueling our body. I wish JJ Virgin talks about this all the time. I wish there were a word instead of diet, because diet has such negative connotations. But because my feed is filled with things, they're like, we don't tell you what you can and can't eat, but I'm here to tell you. I am here to tell you, every influencer that does not have a weight problem, they're either 20, okay, and they can eat whatever they want, or they are a metabolic anomaly. I know a few of those people, and they're TOFI. They're fat on the inside and thin on the outside. We've talked about that. Or I'm here to tell you the programs they're trying to get you to do, eventually, there's no way chemically, there's no way mathematically they work unless people are cutting back. Those people that are skinny and say you can eat whatever you want, I guarantee you they aren't eating some things. You're not eating Snickers 3 times a day and looking like that. Wouldn't it be nice, Cristy? I would love it if it were that way too. Yes, I would love it. We're not trying to be mean. We would love it too. Unfortunately, it's impossible. Don't by the set of lies that people that try to tell you you can do whatever you want with your body and just live in this la la land and Shangri-La and eat kale and, and also have Snickers and everything's fine. There are consequences for actions, whether you don't like to be told what to do or not, or whether you don't want to be restricted or not. The consequences still exist. And those consequences are going to be restrictive. Yes, they are. There's a man, I'm going to his house this afternoon to change a dressing on his foot who is rotting away because of diabetes. So the consequences are out there. Whether you don't like them or not, they're coming for you. I wasn't sick until I came into this ICU. Yes, Mr. Jones, you were sick. You just didn't know it. Mm-hmm. So I would say the same thing to those of you that are like, Code Red's restrictive. Oh, it's coming. Don't worry. And we're not threatening. We're just stating scientific facts. And maybe, Cristy, you'll be one of those people that can smoke and drink until the day the Lord calls you home. It might be you, but it also may not be you.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a great, and I hear the dogs. I hear all the dogs. That's okay.
Sorry. Someone must have pulled up, Cristy, and
I think it's
get themselves all worked up.
I think it's a good time to wrap up this podcast of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. Is Code Red restrictive? It depends on how you look at it, because I don't think it's as restrictive as diabetes and many diseases and autoimmune and not being able to fit into a seatbelt or not being able to go watch your son play soccer. So It's up to you. You make the choice. Of course, that's the great thing about living in this awesome country of ours. You have the freedom to kill yourself if you want. You do. Just don't kill somebody else on the way.
There is safety in rules, Cristy. There's safety in rules. And I was thinking of a scripture, because I think we have to have a scripture with everyone. Psalm 91:9 says, Lord, you are my refuge. You are my refuge. You are my dwelling place. Nothing will plague me when I'm in your tent. And so what I want to say to you is there is safety in eating healthy and getting your body back down. And there's safety in the rules that Cristy gives you. There's safety in the program, knowing that you can be healthy and you can move your body and have freedom from the plaguing of all this crap that's out there in society. There is safety in the rules, even though I know it may not feel that way at first.
Yeah. And there's freedom, even though you might think it's restrictive, it's freedom.
There's no plagues in our tent, Cristy. There's no plagues in our tent.
That's right. We love you guys. And we hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you on the next one. Take care and join us in our Code Red app. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Hey, I'm Cristy Code Red, and thank you for listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you want to stay connected to other rebels like you, join us in our private network. Our Code Red app is a one-stop shop, free from ads, algorithms, and censorship, and a place where you can see, listen, and watch everything Code Red. You'll be encouraged, motivated, and fired up to stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. Get recipe ideas, tips, tricks, and help from coaches, mentors, and other rebels. You can also purchase products, programs, and coaching all right there in one place. And if you have any trouble navigating the app, we're right there to help you. Go to coderedlifestyle.com/APP to join for free. And I'll see you on the next episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle.